Ladies and gentlemen, we were treated to an instant classic on Saturday night at UFC 256. The flyweight title was on the line between Deiveson Figueiredo and this man who for 25 minutes, they stood in front of each other and they put on the greatest flyweight fight of all time. One of the best fights of the year. One of my favorite fights of all time, if we're being honest. And it looks like we're going to see more of it because they fought to a draw. So let us say hello to one half of that unbelievable fight, the assassin baby himself, Brandon Moreno. Brandon, how are you, man?
Yeah, man. Thank you. Right now I feel very sore with some pain, but happy. I'm proud of all this moment, I live in right now.
I feel like I speak for all fans of the sport. Thank you for that incredible fight on Saturday night. I mean, it really was amazing to watch. And I've said this a few times. This is one of those times where after the fight and the event ended, I was jacked up for like another day or two. Like I couldn't go to sleep, man. Like what was the aftermath of that night like for you? Did you fall right asleep or were you still just flowing with adrenaline after going through a fight like that?
No, man. I mean, after a fight, I never can sleep. I go to the bed like 4 or 5 p.m. a.m. And yes, and after a fight like that, everything was so crazy. Because in that moment when the fight is over, like comes Dana White, it's like, man, congrats, kid, the best fight in the flyweight division, all that stuff. Like, oh, nice, But then I went to the hotel and started to check my cell phone and watch all the people talking about the fight, watch some highlights and like, man, this fight was wild, was hard, Obviously, Figueiredo is the champion for one reason, but I showed to the world he's a human being just like me and you.
Yeah, I thought your game plan was a little wild at first. I was like, oh my God, he's just gonna stand right in front of him. But then I remember back to our conversation, like this doesn't surprise me at all. But one thing I did want to touch on, because there was a lot said on the broadcast in the 5th round about your arm, and broadcast thought it might have been broken. You said after the fight that was nothing. Maybe it was your shoulder that was affected. Have you had the chance to get your arm checked out since Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I had an X-ray in all my left arm just to stay sure everything is fine. I have an appointment with the doctor today and later, so hopefully everything is fine. In the fight, and man, this everything are excuses. Okay, I don't like too much excuses, but in the 5th round, all my left arm was destroyed. I had too much activity with my left arm, a lot of jabs, a lot of hooks. And yeah, my left shoulder was like destroyed too much. I feel like weird because my shoulder feel like tired, like heavy, and my forearm, yes, was very swollen. Hopefully it's not broke. I need to check with the doctor today. But yeah, I mean, I tried to put more pressure on Deiveson. I can't do it in that moment. I was very sad with me watching the repetition of the 5th round. But it is what it is, brother. It is what it is. It was a nice fight. I believe I won the 3rd and 4th. The second one was very close, but I don't, man. I don't finish the fight, so everything are excuses. I need to make the rematch with Deiveson. I know he wants the rematch too, or I don't know, but man, I'll be ready.
I mean, the UFC, Dana White and the UFC have told you and your team, like, you're getting the rematch, right? Like there is just no other option. There's no other fight. You guys are running this back sometime in 2021.
Yes, I mean, after the fight, Dana White had an interview with Megan, I was waiting for an interview too, and Dana White finished the interview and come with me and my team and say, hey, enjoy the Christmas, enjoy your family, spend time with them, and see you next week. You have the rematch definitely.
It was the judges' scorecards were all over the place, Brandon. Like you said, you thought you won the 3rd round. There's a lot of people who thought you won the 3rd round. Not one judge gave you the 3rd round. All of them gave you the 4th round. One gave you the 2nd round. But one judge gives you the 5th round, which I thought was really interesting. Did you know that? Did you know that one judge gave you the 5th round?
Right now, I'm trying to stay like a little bit far of the media, the analysts, to put my mind clear again. But man, to be honest, I feel I won the 3rd and 4th. The second one was close. I lost the first one, but I think I lost the 5th. Just for the end of the round. Because he take me down and throws like 2 or 3 punches directly to my face. So that's why I think I lost the fucking 5th round. But man, I know. I mean, that is the risk when you leave the decision to the judges, and I understand that.
So there were obviously a couple of moments in the fight that halted momentum for a little bit. First off, the second round, you land the takedown, you get on top, and while Deiveson's on his back, he gets you in the eye, and Jason Herzog stops the action. What happened there, if you don't mind me asking?
Man, first of all, I have too much respect for Jason. I think he's amazing. He's one of the most amazing referees right now. But I don't know, man. Figueiredo, I understand when you poke one time the eye, I understand one. Even 2, but 3 in a row? Like, man, I don't know.
So he poked you in the eye 3 times in that moment?
At least I feel it, I feel the first one, and I'm not sure. I need to watch all the fight again. But man, this I think was a poke eye. I'm not sure. I can't say completely for saying sure was up the eye poke, but I feel it. I feel his finger in my eye like three times at least.
And then the 3rd round was probably the most pivotal moment in the entire fight. It was the low kick that was just. Man, I felt so bad for you, man. You're clearly in a lot of pain. You're coughing. I thought you were going to throw up all over the octagon. Was that like the worst pain you've ever felt in the fight?
Man, no problem. I have 3 kids. So my wife was like, I don't care. It's fine. Man, yes, man, it was very painful, I think it was the first time I take my time, I was when something like that happened, it's like, no, I'm fine, I want to fight. But Jason Herzog comes with me and say, man, you relax, you can take your time. Like, fuck, man, okay, I need to take my time. I tried to go really fast to the fight because I knew Figueiredo was getting tired, but just I can do it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because everyone's like, oh, he better take the full 5 minutes here. And you were just like, you could tell that like you were conflicted. You were like, should I just get back in there 60 after this incredible pain that I'm in?
Yeah.
But it was like you found a halfway point between taking the full 5 and just getting right back in there.
Yes, I mean, again, I saw Figueiredo, I saw Figueiredo was like, with his brief, very, very hard, brief. And I tried to recover yourself, go fast to the fight. But no, just I can do it. Just after that, I was very angry. I'm trying to push forward in that 3rd round and finish strong that round. And I think I do it.
Yeah, I thought as soon as you got back in there, you won the rest of that round for sure. When the final horn sounded, you two just stood in front of each other and you just like screamed at each other. It was like one of my favorite moments of the entire night, honestly. It was like this primal moment you guys had that you just knew you went to war for 25 minutes. What is that like to share something like that with another person, going toe to toe for a world championship like that for 25 minutes in front of the world watching? What was that like when that final horn sounded for you?
Man, I was very excited. I was so excited in that moment because I go again with this. I show to the people I'm real. I'm real in this sport. A lot of different media say, don't give me like any single opportunity to win the fight. I understand because Figueiredo looks amazing in his last fight. With Joe, with Alex Perez. But man, I'm just a Mexican kid trying to do something here. Um, Figueiredo is a human being just like me. Um, and I try to show to the world I can do something in this sport, and that's it.
I'll have you know, Brandon, that we did our preview show for the event on Friday, and Michael Chiesa was my special guest, and he picked you to win the fight. He thought you
Yeah.
were going to win. He said there's something amazing in the air. He thought you were going to go in there and pull it off, and he was so close, man. He was so close to getting that right. We found out, and I don't know if you even know about this by now, but we found out after the fight that Deiveson Figueiredo was hospitalized the night before with stomach issues. He spoke with ESPN along with his manager, Waleed, and he said that he was in the hospital twice. I guess he got food poisoning, all sorts of craziness. Did you know about this at all? Because it seems like this fight, in a way, almost didn't happen on Saturday night.
Man, that are excuses. Man, to be honest, that is very normal. I mean, it's not fine, but it's normal. You know, I had two fights in the company where I feel very sick, and I went to fight. You know, I never say nothing until this moment, and because man, are excuses. I mean, Dana White don't go to my hotel, to my room, and put a gun in my head and say me, hey, you need to go to the fight. No, it's my responsibility. If he was sick and he doesn't feel really good, why he take the fight? I understand. You know, he was there and he's the main event. He has some responsibility with the company, but at the end of the day, it's it's our problem. You know, I can make excuses too. You know, with my arm. You know, to be honest with you, my left arm in the fifth round was destroyed. You know, completely destroyed. I tried to go forward. I can do it in the fifth round. It's fine. Okay, it was a draw. I almost lost. If I lost that night, it's fine for me. Okay. Maybe he's trying to sell the rematch again, saying that like, hey, if I was healthy, I knock this guy out. Man, come on. I don't know. It's fine.
So you didn't know before the fight that this happened?
No. To be honest, no.
He told ESPN that had he not gotten sick the night before, the fight wouldn't have got out of the first round.
Man, come on. Again, no way.
Can I ask you one thing about the scoring in MMA right now? I'm curious. Had you have known the scores, like I don't know if you've seen like Invicta. Invicta has, when they do their events in Kansas, they have open scoring, so the fighters know like what the scores are after each round.
Yeah.
Would you have liked to have known what the scores read in the fourth round? Like, are you a proponent for open scoring, especially after having a fight like that on Saturday?
Maybe that, man, good question, you know, because if I knew the score until the fifth round, maybe, you know, not with my left arm, maybe I try something crazy, you know, like throw something crazy, like spinning shit or something like that. That name, no, knew that made me help me, you know, in the fight. But I really believe we are good, you know. I think just the judges need to be more prepared, you know, not just boxing judges. You know, we need people with more experience about mixed martial arts. I think so.
Two last things before I let you go. I know you gotta go get that arm checked out.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get the rematch to look forward to in 2021. I know you're not even really thinking about that right now because when we last spoke, you said win, lose, or draw, win, lose, or tie. After this fight, we're going on vacation. Me and the family, we're getting out of here. And obviously, you have to heal up and stuff. If you had to guess, when do you think this rematch happens in a perfect world?
In a perfect world, I prefer April because I need to recover myself very well. Go to Tijuana and start to train, you know, slowly, you know. step by step. And then make again, training camp, game plan, but I can be ready even in March, even March. April is better for me. May or June is too much. I think so.
Yeah, April seems like the sweet spot, Brandon. Gives you time to heal up, gives him time to heal up, full camps, and then we get after this thing. And you know what's crazy is you realize you might actually be spending like 50 more minutes with him in there, because if you beat him in the rematch, they're likely going to do it again. And then if he wins, you're going to do it again. You guys could be tied together and fighting each other for like a year now, maybe more, right? Have you thought about that?
Yes, brother. And I think that can make be more the flyweight division more excited, and that makes me feel proud too, because everybody talk about it, like Henry Cejudo, he saved the division, and I believe it. I believe that, to be honest. Deiveson Figueiredo keep the division. Brandon Moreno maybe can help on that. That made me feel nice.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, I know you got to go, but I just want to say, incredible fight, one of the best I've ever seen, and it's so wild, man. Like, you were the 16th seed on the Ultimate Fighter, you got released, and then you earned your way back into the UFC. You fight to a draw in a fight that everybody thought you won, and then you earned your way to a title fight. Did it on 3 weeks' notice after beating Brandon Royval. And now another one after that unbelievable battle. You are no longer the assassin, baby, Brandon. You are the assassin warrior. You're the assassin man, Brandon Moreno. Happy holidays. Enjoy the time with the family. And I cannot wait for this rematch, man.
Man, it makes me feel excited, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Enjoy too the Christmas, your family, everything. These last weeks of this crazy 2020. We'll see what happens in 2021, but I know will be awesome.
All right, man. All the best to you.
Awesome,
Thanks, buddy.